Welcome to the Progress Report. I'm your host, Sarah B. Nelson, Chief Design Officer for Kyndryl Vital. Our conversation today is going to be all about navigating next-gen networks in the world of banking. We have experts from Brazil's Itaú Unibanco and Nokia to share some insights that will help you think about network transformation to drive improved application performance, customer experience, economics, and security. So Augusto Nellessen is the partner and IT superintendent at Itaú. He's responsible for the centralized operations, telecom, data center, and batch processing teams, serving the retail, wholesale, and international units of the bank. And Marcelo Entreconti is the LATAM head of enterprise for Nokia. He helps large enterprise companies in industries like energy, mining, transportation, ports, manufacturing, and logistics through their digital transformation journey. Welcome, Augusto and Marcelo.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me here.
So let's get started. The digital world is dynamic. As we know, it's constantly evolving. And our question today is, how can businesses grow, innovate, and deliver excellent customer and employee experiences in this environment? Today, we're going to talk about how a holistic approach to network transformation can open up new avenues to deliver value. Augusto, what's driving the next wave of digital transformation in Brazil?
You know, digital transformation is not just about technology. And for us, there is no turning back. It's no longer a choice, but a mindset. And we need to be customer focused all the time. And the entire organization should be committed to this transformation. And we really believe that the bank has a very important social role in Brazil, connecting the people, our customers, with the products and the experience that they want. In this sense, having an accessible bank that can improve their lives, it's what we really believe that is most important.
You mentioned that the bank has cultural importance in Brazil. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, actually, the right term is the social importance.
Social
Because,
importance.
you know, we really have a social role in Brazil because we represent 40% of all financial market in Brazil. When we have some difficult problems, or even when we have innovation in Brazil, we change all scenario.
So I'm curious, then, how are Itaú and Nokia collaborating on the digital transformation?
Digital transformation is all about efficiency, resiliency, and risk management. The 5G private networks, they enable the digital transformation. The private networks provides the path to build the future of work, bringing augmented reality, virtual reality, robotics, and ultra-fast response. We are also building new business models to address the Brazilian B2B market in synergy, of course, best to both companies. We create, develop, validate, and expand the opportunities with our partners.
Yeah, I think I can add some points here. We at Itaú firmly believe in mobile networks. We started this transformation, this journey, I think almost 60 years ago. And we strongly believe that, you know, organized frameworks like 3G PPP, it's the future of the way that our customers can access more secured products, and even our employees can have some usability facilities in this network. One more thing is that we believe that we can interconnect even more points of sales using these mobile networks. We also believe that in additional to traditional offerings of bank, because we are trying to be more than a usual bank, we can offer in the future something like 5G as a service. And this specific case, Nokia and Kyndryl are together with Itaú, and we are productizing these together as a partners.
So because Itaú is so intertwined into the social fabric. There's lots of opportunities for kind of deepening that connection. And one of those is through 5G, bringing that as an offering of the bank. Is that correct?
Is that correct? But it's not
Yeah.
just about 5G. It's
Mhm.
more about the mobile networks, the private networks itself. Because some of the case that we are looking at, we will start with 4G, but we also have some studies concerning 5G. But you are right. We are working for having a product like 5G as a service that could be delivered for the banking customers, the B2B customers.
So what would that look like? How would a customer interact with that?
So we are looking something like a portal that the customers can order for an antenna, and you have 5G network on your company or in your industry. This is what will look like the first version of the product. And when we evolve the solution, the product itself, we are looking for having some APIs, specific APIs, open APIs to do a specific jobs.
It's an interesting picture. So it's really empowering that access to these sort of next gen networks. I'm curious, Marcelo, about the difference between public and private networks and how that works in these applications you're discussing.
There is some confusion in the market regarding the difference between a private and a public network and between a private and a public service. Many customers ask to us, I need a private network. So our next question is, why do you need a private network? No, because I have a critical operation in a remote place, and the coverage there is very poor, and my employees they can't communicate well between each other, and I need a private network. This is not a private usage, a private service, because this is an extension of a public service with a very good coverage, with a very good service. A private network or a private service is a service where the data remains inside the location that the connectivity is provided. There is a lot of reasons to do that because the customer may like to keep the control of their own data, to not expose to the cloud or to a third party their critical communication between their devices or their critical process. Complementing what Augusto said, the 5G provides connectivity. A private network provides connectivity. And the connectivity is the first step to deploy the use cases. What the industry is looking for are the implementation of use cases. What is a use case? A use case is to have two devices interconnected between each other, interchanging data, and making some action. This interconnection should be 100% reliable and at the same time should be ultra fast because otherwise the control of the system will not work. This is why a private network will be needed.
I think what is important to emphasize is that at least in our point of view, in the bank point of view, one will not replace the other. Both networks are complementary.
Of course.
So we understand that the private network makes more sense given the level of security or even control. However, we have to emphasize as well that we are trying to have some of the facilities, some of the benefits of private network on the open network using new features of 5G like Open Gateway itself, because we are trying to move some benefits from the closed networks, the private networks, to the open world. Because when we are mentioning, the open 5G networks, we are looking for 77 million of customers, not just the operational gains that we can have from inside of the bank.
What are some of the gains that you have seen for your employees in terms of enhanced connectivity and efficiency for those employees in the branches?
Last year, we were the first bank in Brazil to run branches over 5G. And we are using 5G as the principal way of connecting these branches to the office, to the data center, or to the cloud itself. We have a full understanding of the benefits of running mobile networks, because in Brazil, the telecommunication scenario, we have almost 90% of our network running over cables on the air. So when we have raining, wind, some weather problems, we have a lot of outages in Brazil. 100% of our buildings, we are running just with Wi-Fi. We have no cables in Itaú anymore. Actually, we have a strategy that we call cut off the cables, because we strongly believe that users should be mobile and free. Today, we have 100% of our employees using notebooks.
Oh.
And what we have this, because what comes from this is that today we don't have a physical position on the office. And in the past, something that we never could imagine these benefits from the mobility scenario. So today we have even savings concerning real estate, because you can run with less than we really have in our employees, because part of our employees are at home. And when we notice that we really benefit our employees, we think why we couldn't do the same for our customers. And we are transporting the same facility that we have in our buildings to the airports, shopping centers, and things like that.
It's got me thinking. I was in Estonia maybe, I'm going to say 2 decades ago. No, it can't be that long. I don't know. But Skype was the dominant organization there. And one of the things they had extended to the airport, they had helped build the airport. And then they were also partly working with the country they didn't have even the cables. To my understanding, they had no network coverage. And so they had leapfrogged into this, trying to make the country be all wireless. It just put me in the mind of that. It just kind of blows my mind of the idea of the infrastructure and of the country and the impact you can have by introducing these new ways of thinking about and implementing next-gen stuff. It's exciting, I think. Do people come into branches to do banking still, or what does it look like for customers?
Yes, for us, we have a strategy that we call phygital, because it's a mix from the physical and the digital. Because we strongly believe that we have to keep some of our physical offering, like a branch, like a small point of sales, because some part of our customers love it. A lot of customers that just want to interact using our mobile app. So we have to consider both ways. But concerned about the physical strategy, we don't have 100% of people that have a banking account. So we still have some challenges to face, and having a physical branch is something that definitely helps people, to having access to a bank account, a credit card, a loan, and all products that we are trying to offer to helping people to reach their dreams. Because in the end of the day, people have dreams to have their own home, own car, new phone. In this case, the bank can help people.
Do you see a correlation between the people who are unbanked and accessibility to mobile networks as well? Is there a crossover there?
For sure. But, in Brazil, we have today we have, I think, almost 30 million more SIM cards than we have population.
Oh.
Because everybody in Brazil have a mobile phone, but they have a problem concerning how should they pay to have a bandwidth, to have the packets, the data packets, because it's a lot of expensive. So in our bands, we have a guest Wi-Fi to giving access to people to download app, log in the app, and making all process to build in to join the bank.
Actually, Augusto, what you mentioned is not only in Brazil, it is a worldwide trend. And this is probably why I mentioned at the beginning the difference between a private network or private service and a private and a public one, because this is a public need that the consumer have.
In terms of progress, do you see other potentials for the short and sort of medium term for next-gen networks? It might be in the field of banking, but it could also be in other fields.
What we see, in the future is a future where everything and everyone is connected. For that, you need to use powerful networks with low latency, at the speed of light, secure and reliable. It is essential when you try to connect not only people but things. It is essential to have a high performance industrial edge cloud and flexible data centers technologies that can support the advanced industry 4.0 applications. We are trying to address the challenges and the opportunities of the digital transformation by using our cloud networks and our methods to enable fast service innovation.
Augusto, what are you seeing?
Specific about the future, we really believe that the projects like this are what we call Autobahn type projects. The Autobahn, it's a highway in German.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Autobahn was made on the 30s, when the Germans decided to build this Autobahn, it's not just to drink beer faster from Berlin to Munich, but they did not really fully consider, the impacts that the Autobahn would have on the economy or even on the ecosystem. And, nowadays, they have a strong industry of autos like Mercedes, Porsche, Volkswagen, and others. And we understand that the mobile network projects like this one that we are facing together can have the same impact like Autobahns did. So we really consider this project a very important project, and we know that we will face something new since we finish and since we deliver this project to our employees and even to our customers. We are very excited because we have at this moment 64 our workloads already running on cloud, and we are living what we have, the benefits of open APIs and the componentization of the infrastructure itself. So the new networks have this kind of benefits. Having this Autobahn, we have 100% of sure that we will face something that we cannot imagine.
I love that metaphor. It's really evocative of the opening of potential that we can't even see just yet. It was lovely to talk with both of you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Marcelo. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. That's the end of the episode today. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another episode, so come join us. Make sure to subscribe, share this with your colleagues, and we'll talk with you next time.